What's up, folks? Welcome back to another 3D Hangouts. My name is Noah Ruiz. I am a designer here at Adafruit. Joining me every week is my brother Pedro.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Pedro S. Creative Tech here at Adafruit, and every week we're here to show 3D printed projects featuring electronics from everyone. From
That's
Adafruit
right.
and everyone.
Yep. Share and show and share. That's right. This is where we combine 3D printing and DIY electronics to make inspirational projects. Hello, everybody, hanging out in the Discord chat room. If you'd like to join us during the show, you can drop in a message, question, GIF, meme, GIF, all on the live broadcast chat channel on the Adafruit Discord server. The link to that is at the top in our purple bar here, discord.gg/Adafruit. We'll take a couple moments to welcome everybody. Hey, folks.
Good morning. Good morning. We got Rosin, Squid.jpg hanging out in the Discord. Andy Calloway. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us. We have some fun things. This is episode 425. It's October. No, it's not. It's December 13th, 2023. Almost at the end of the year.
Pretty much.
We have a nice and simple project this week. We have Pedro's prototyping a new Qualia project with a round display. We have a fun, festive Timelapse Tuesday, and we have a single community make this week. I think we have a shop talk, maybe not, but we'll see. So we'll kick off the show with adafruit.com/free. All the freebies that are available. When you purchase more things at Adafruit, you will get some freebies. Starting off with our first tier for $99 or more, you'll get a free PCB coaster with the golden Adafruit logo, of course. That's that lovely aluminum thick coaster. For orders that are $149 or more, you'll get a free KB2040 dev board. That's that lovely dev board with the RP2040 chip and all the features that you know and love. If your order is $299 or more, you'll get free UPS ground shipping for continental US only, the KB2040, the PCB coaster, all that for the $199 mark. And if it's a whopping $299 or more, you'll get the free UPS ground shipping, the KB2040, the PCB coaster, and a Circuit Playground Express. All of these get automatically added to your cart. And on top of that, we have a 10% discount code for today only. And it is PieCase. PieCase, all lowercase and all together, because that is celebrating this week's project. Okay, another thing we want to note is holiday shipping. The deadlines are on a dedicated website, adafruit.com/holiday. You can get all the different deadlines for domestic orders, international orders, and also some holidays where Adafruit does not ship. So check those out. There's also a blog post about it. Yeah, depending on your tier, we'll have a different date. So if you are trying to get some parts in before the holiday break, there's still a little bit of time.
Today is today. And that's all my email is filled with. Last day to order to get before Christmas.
Yeah. Yep. All right.
So you also post the links to all of the newsletters that we have. It's at adafruitdaily.com. Check those out. Lots of tips and tricks and all of our top 10. Oops, excuse me, I got to sneeze.
Zoom tight. Okay. So that is the morning. We have some more folks hanging out in the Discord chat room. We have Cup of Coffee, Devel, Dan Mitchell. Hello, welcome to the show.
Good morning.
All right. I think we're ready to talk about a Raspberry Pi 5. So the Raspberry Pi 5 is the latest addition to the Pi family. And I happen to have one here. I haven't really played with it yet. So this week I got an opportunity to design a simple 2-piece snap fit enclosure for it. I just got it set up. My goal with the 3D printed case was to accommodate the Raspberry Pi official active cooling fan. So you've seen cooling fans before for the Raspberry Pi 4 and lower, but this one has a built-in heatsink. It's got these lovely plastic spring screws, hardware, and you'll notice that the Pi 5 has dedicated mounting holes for their active cooling fan. So I found a model of the Pi 5 and the active cooling fan on GitHub. I can share a link to those. But I was able to get that into my CAD package, Fusion 360, and design around these things. And everything kind of fit for the most part. And we'll talk about some features here. So I wanted it to, of course, accommodate the active cooling fan, but also not really use any screws. So you have the same mounting holes, the 4 mounting holes that are M25 sized. So I just wanted to make some built-in standoffs. So this is the bottom half of the case, and we have a series of vents or slots. They're actually M3 size slots, so you can use these slots to mount components or mount this to something else. We have the ports. We have a little bit of an indentation here just to kind of accommodate for clearances, so that the surface is closer to these ports. So you have the USB-C for power. You have the 2 mini, I think is it micro or mini? I think maybe it's micro HDMI. And then you have a nice large opening here for the gigabit Ethernet, the USB 3 ports, and the USB 2 ports. So the way it is, you kind of have to get it in here and just kind of get it to click into place. Sometimes it works at an angle a little bit better. Let's see if I can. There you go. So that clicks in there. You get a nice click, and you can see that those little nubs will keep the Pi from like shifting around in there.
Would caution, be careful with the, what is it, the power button?
Yeah, so there's a power button. I do have access to it. It could be a little bit bigger, I think, because you can't really kind of get into it.
No, I like being able to poke it. Yeah. Or
okay, so
yeah, you might be right. Like the tab that has the little push button in there.
A tab could work. I just ran out of kind of clearance because I have a slot here.
Oh yeah, it would
for this here. So if you want to update the design, by all means, check it out. But I have a nice slot here for the SD card to come through. And then, of course, by suggestion of Liz, she wanted a little hole here for the status LED.
Yeah.
And so that status LED will shine through nicely, no problem. So you got that, and that's kind of the bottom half of it. For the top half, it's always important to have some cutouts for the GPIO header. So it's that 2x20. It's the same. There are some snap fit nubs here, and there's some corner things to kind of keep it registered so it doesn't slide out. But you got some strategically placed snap fit nubs here that will grab onto the inner nubs of the case of the bottom half. So we just line that up. You get a nice click there, and then a click right there. So that covers it up. So you can see here I have extra tall stacking headers right here in the GPIO. And that is so I can attach an extra accessory. So if you have like a Pi TFT or a Pi Ramoni board, this is actually Adafruit's Pi Barrette, or Beret, I guess. And this allows you to attach an iSpy display with some extra add-ons like 2 user buttons. So you have 2 user buttons here, and then you have a switch here. And then this is a temperature sensor. This is that lovely AHT20 temperature sensor, and it just connects via Stemma QT. So this is a really nice accessory for your Raspberry Pi. It gives you that ability to add that iSpy display, a couple buttons, a switch, and of course Stemma QT. With this, with these 2 extra mounting holes, you can have a series of boards. So I was able to just use an M25 hardware to attach it right on top. No soldering. It's all assembled. So I just literally plug and play. And now I have an extra temperature sensor. Then I can line these up. And I really like that you could just press that down as far as you want. And now you have way more capabilities with your Raspberry Pi 5.
And it makes the sensor a lot more accurate too, since it's outside of the case. It's right by the fan, so it's not going to heat up, get cooled down.
Yeah, it's nice. And you can mount it, somewhere else. I guess you could mount it back here if you wanted to. So these fans here, these grails here allow you to get airflow into the active cooling fan. This is the PCIe slot, so you'd have a ribbon cable sticking out there, and then these are the 2 camera ribbon connectors there, so you always have access to those. Some things you could add access to those additional ports. I think they're like kind of the Stemma QT style port.
Oh, the UART, yeah.
The UART port, yeah. I think that's where the fan has its own like dedicated thing. I didn't expose those just because I thought
no, you don't need to.
Yeah, I didn't think to add them yet, but folks could add holes to the bottom half if they want. I imagine folks are going to remix it to have whatever. Maybe a tripod screw would be a nice addition here somewhere. You could add it here too if you wanted it. But yeah, it's just like a simple kind of general purpose case. That's kind of my goal. And it prints without any supports, of course. It snap fits. Print it in whatever color. It's just going to keep it, off the desk. So I made sure that the clearances for the various cables worked well with the ports. So this is the micro HDMI to full size HDMI. This is like the official Raspberry Pi cable. And I did find in my first iterations that like it wasn't quite fitting all the way. So I made sure that I had all the clearances for this chunky cable to fit through. And then of course you have USB-C that fits perfectly there too. So it has plenty of clearance for all your cables because you will be having to plug things in. These aren't really an issue. The USB ports, they just kind of are out there and exposed. So those were nice, but this was important to make sure that it was right. So that works well there with that indentation. And it's indented because in order to get the snap fit nubs to fit in there, I had to kind of spread this out a bit more. So the case had to be a little bit wider so that there's clearance for those snap fit nubs. All these little things that you have to accommodate for when you're designing around a case that you want to snap fit, you got to have those clearances. And sometimes it's good to have these indentations like these ports here. So that's it in a nutshell. I don't have it powered on, but we do have demo code for the AH220. That's what I had running in the video. It's just the demo code that like just displays. It prints out in the terminal the temperature reading. Yeah, there are some extra things you have to do with the new Bookworm operating system for the Raspberry Pi. For running Python scripts, you have to set up your environment, but that's all documented in the Pi Foundation's website. So check those out. I think we'll be doing some more Pi projects, but this is really the first time I've played with it. Yeah, so that is the case. It is up now on the Adafruit Learning System, printables. I'll get it up on some other sites as well. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. I don't think we really need to run through the guide. Everything's out of stock. Hopefully tonight
we'll be back. Yeah.
Hopefully tonight we'll have some more available for folks that are watching live on Ask an Engineer.
Stay tuned for that.
That seems to be working out pretty well. But of course, just to reiterate, you have 2 versions of the Pi, the 4 gig and the 8 gigabyte RAM. Active cooling fan is good to have. And this, you definitely want to pick this up because like I was trying to run it off.
It just in case I didn't have something that it wanted. So it's like, okay, this is, made by you guys. So
yeah, because I have a high voltage, PD, what is it? A PD power supply.
Mm-hmm.
But because of that 5.1 volts, like I got an error on the Pi OS saying you can't, this will run, but it won't run at full power. Like the processor will be like limited because it doesn't have that extra 0.1 volts or something. So I would pick up the power supply because like you might think you have a nice beefy power supply and it still won't run, which is really shows how powerful this thing is. Of course, an HDMI cable if you need it for your display, and then an 8 gigabyte micro SD card is pretty good. Okay, I think this is the 8 gigabyte one. I need to update that. This is the 16 gigabyte one. And then the stacking headers if you want to do accessories, because that's nice to have. For the CAD files, it's all STLs, a step file, and of course the Fusion 360 file if you want like the full design history and timeline. All that's there. The build volume for 3D printing it is pretty low. 90 millimeters by 66 by 20. That's pretty much any printer, even like the resin printers, I think are that big.
Oh yeah.
So I haven't tested it in resin. I'm sure you can
Should
manage.
work, yeah.
Yep. That's pretty much it. Just a nice light case for folks. Of course, there's plenty of other cases too. I've noticed that there are a handful of cases out there, like on printables. Might as well add one to the mix.
Mhm.
Yeah. Some of them might not include the source file, so maybe it's good to kind of start off with this and then modify it to your needs. That's always a good thing, and that's what we do here. So that is this week's project.
I gotta find a reason to turn it on. I think the thing I wanted was the Buddha tube, the little auto video player video YouTube video player that Jeff worked on, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't work on this.
Yeah,
I think Melissa's still getting all the TFT displays to play nice with Bookworm, so it'll be a future project. It'll be ready.
Yeah, I think that a camera project.
Oh, how funny!
Time-lapse project.
Did you see that?
Heart? Oh, that's great. You got your
Oh, we get a snap of that.
Yeah.
Does it work with the pie?
Yep, and it comes out of the pie. Yeah, so the page is running on Sonoma, the Mac OS. It lets you do various things. Do a thumbs up. I'm still not on Simona, so you get these like kind of interesting.
What was the rocker one?
I think it's like this. You need two of them. Do it like this. You're doing that. You need to do this. It's not working.
Trying to make like a laser light show go on.
We have really went off the rails. And that's the whole point about the Simona thing. Like it just throws it off the rails. We have some questions. We got one from the Masters. When are you planning to restock the basic lock and pin set? I'm not sure about that one.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah,
supplier went.
Sure. Yeah, maybe the supplier went quiet. That'd be a good question for the heads for Mr. and Mrs. Lady Ada. They'd be able to check on that for you.
That might be what the reason is.
Yep, no ETA, says Brent. Brent is in the chat. You can always sign up to get notified when they're back in stock. That's good. What amount of RAM should I get for the desktop Raspberry Pi 5? Huh. Well, it depends what you want to do. If you're just doing web browsing, I suppose a 4 GB would be fine. If you're doing some more intense things, like maybe some AI projects, you'll probably want to get the 8 GB version. Yep. Good doke.
I think I put all the links in there. Oh, 3D Hub, not 3D Hubs. The GitHub of the 3D Parts library.
Yes.
Of course, the layer by layer playlist. All there for any questions on modifying the design.
Yeah. Yep. And since they're step files, you can bring that into FreeCAD, Onshape, any of those, SolidWorks, even Tinkercad.
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget Tinkercad. Okay. For any other questions like about like products, the pretty much like just sign up to get notified when they're back in stock. It's hard to kind of pinpoint one product and find out exactly when it's going to be in stock. But if you are looking for Raspberry Pi, tune in tonight on Ask an Engineer and you may be surprised. It's a safe bet.
And it says it might be the risk requiring the power capabilities.
Okay, yeah, if you're doing
Andy Callaway says the 0.1 makes all the difference.
Yeah, the volts, on the power supply.
All right, do we jump into what are we prototyping?
Yeah, let's do prototyping next.
This week on what are we prototyping, we got the 2.1-inch round display. So we're going to do a little port of the video player for this. The theming for this smaller one is going to be in Ornament. So it has the little thingy on here. I think you just put one of the regular ornament holder thingies and attach it to your tree. Super cool. So it'll do the video playback, doing the MJPEG format. So we'll be able to run that. I think Liz is going to scale it down and adjust the code. And instead of having the SD card play all the videos, I think we're just going to have it play right off the internal memory that it has. So of course, snap fit case that houses the Qualia display. If I unplug this guy here, see that everything mounts inside there. We have these the frame that is holding the Qualia in place, and that's just sandwiching in the actual display. Take that out. Oh, it doesn't come off easy now because I added these little tabs to make sure that when you tap on it, it doesn't just push all the way through.
Oh, right.
So I don't want to.
Yeah, you leave it nice in there. Yep.
Yeah. So
yeah, you would have to take the board out, and then you can flex the insert out, I suppose,
exactly,
right? Yeah. But it's also
what I got to do first is unscrew the Qualia board,
yep.
take that out, and then I should be able to get it out of there at an angle. But we'll just leave it in there for now. That's the way everything mounts. So it's just 3 pieces, and then for the lid, we have the little snaps on there. I'm gonna add some end stops so that it doesn't, unalign with the little boot button that we have on there. Probably gonna have to use that a bunch to get the all of your movie files in there.
Yeah. So no soldering for this one. So
yeah, no soldering. So should be a simpler way
will fit, hopefully.
Exactly.
On the internal flash.
So some of the design considerations was just, making sure that the ribbon cable was not being flexed so much. So did have to adjust like how far away the Qualia board is from where it is positioned on the frame. I think I'm gonna have to push a little bit more, but it should be fine there.
It's an interesting design challenge with these round displays because, like, well, my board is a square. You're gonna have like your corners kind of get in the way. So
it's definitely easier than doing the 2.8 one because that one had such a weird shape. I think you said you actually took a picture and like drew it because of the way that it's all.
The 4-inch one.
Oh, 4-inch. Sorry,
yeah. The 4-inch one is weird. So this one doesn't have that weird oblong shape.
No, it does have it, but because of the way that the touch screen is, it goes beyond it, so it's perfect circle for building your outlines for the case.
Cool.
I think Liz is going to do modification for this one to add the accelerometer on there. She can make a compass.
Yep. Yeah, she's going to be working on a compass. So it'll use a Stemma QT accelerometer, gyroscope.
Yeah.
And that'll be a fun one.
Yep.
So probably there might be some clearance underneath the Qualia board or no?
There is about 5 millimeters.
Maybe you can live outside on the case. We're making design decisions right now. Maybe you can, some mounting holes, some standoffs on the back cover.
Since I'm only using 2 here, you could piggyback off the other 2, make another holder down over, I think underneath the chip here. There should be a nice amount of space down here.
Yeah.
Because otherwise then you gotta like make it taller, which
and you can't really shift the board because then the ribbon cable will kind of come at it weird.
Yeah, that's one of
these little things you have to think about when you're designing this case.
Like the offset, it has to be a little bit offset, so you can kind of see it here. It's not completely straight.
Right. Okay, so there's already an offset. All right.
Yeah.
Yep. Maybe we can mount it to the remaining mounting hole on the Qualia.
I was gonna say mounting it to the
mounting it there is probably good too. And then maybe a cutout or something if it's raised up too high, you can cut it out a little bit on the back cover.
It could be on the outside, and then I forget what I used it on. I think one of the Pi ones where you just put a cover on top.
Right.
Like little notches where you just cover it up.
Yeah.
Be on the outside. But yep, this is what we got so far for this 2.1 inch touch screen, round touch display.
Yep.
I still have the film cover on here. Just wait until I film before I remove that.
2.1 inch round.
But it'll be in Arduino, so you should be able to check out the code for that. I think Jeff or Melissa is porting the GIF code to be able to be run on CircuitPython, but not at the moment.
Yep. So it's 40 by 40 display. It'll be interesting to see how videos translate to a circle. So we'll probably pick like videos that are circular, like a Stargate or something, something that makes sense.
A must, the Stargate.
Yeah, Stargate. Something else, but
I know there's more. Oh,
clever.
Since it'll be a ornament. A couple years back, remember Brandy made at a not acrylic, like the clear sheet just had like Gavin in the back with like snowflakes. So that's what we're gonna do. Put the kids on there, have like just snowflakes
family
falling,
photos.
just a loop. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll just be a still with the loop of the
Snowflakes or something.
snowflakes falling down.
Yeah. It's a good one.
And then for the USB, I can just plug in and be routed into the back of the tree somewhere.
Yep. We also have a non-touch display. I wonder if it's the same shape. Do you think it would fit? Don't know.
Because it doesn't have the touch display, it is going to be smaller. Like the
Oh,
diameter is going to be smaller because it doesn't need the overlay on it.
So there's like a lip here. Yeah. That's sweet.
Yeah, that the lip is what's helping me out.
Oh man.
Because it's making it a rounded circle. That one's like, you got to accommodate for that little end piece there where the ribbon comes out of.
Yep.
Because that's actually what you're clamping down onto.
Yeah. You have like a hexagon thing going on here.
Yeah.
What is that?
The way it's positioned on there. Or...
Yeah. Well, if folks want to, there is a data sheet. So I suppose you can take a look at that. I think I had to do that for the 4-inch. Like I brought it in and traced it out with like the spline tool. Yeah. So you can get a good idea.
Yep.
At least these come with data sheets because it can be challenging to like take a photo.
I went in there and just tried with the circle tool and then adding the square to the bottom as close as I could.
These are nice. Yeah. So data sheets for the win. In case you want to make a custom one with either one, because there's two of these now. One with a touch, one without. There's a price difference.
The touch screen, because getting access to the buttons, it'll be a little tough if it is used as an ornament. Yeah. Because then you can just touch to go to the next thing. Was the whole idea.
Yep, we got a question from the masters again about like, is it Arduino or Raspberry Pi Pico? It is an Arduino project because there are libraries for it. Let's see if I can pull up where's the learn guide for our fireplace? Just type in fireplace.
Second newest one. There you go.
Yeah. So the code is on GitHub. Here's the code. It's commented. The videos have to be a certain format with a certain scale, but I guess you could. This is where you would initialize the display. So we're going to update this, obviously, for the round display.
Yeah, needs another init code to get it started, which you can find inside the main Qualia board guide. Every display that we support, they're all listed, and they all have their individual code for initializing each size.
Yep, you said it. And just a note, the Qualia S3 should now ship with the bootloader. So if you buy one today, I think you'll get a one where you don't have to do that bootload install step. So that's going to help a lot of people out because the first couple batches, the first run didn't have a bootloader yet. So you had to kind of install it with a web serial tool. But all that's documented in case you still want to set up the bootloader.
Yeah.
So we think we got everything, documented for folks that are getting started. So just be sure to look at the learn guide whenever you buy a product and just run through it and actually read it. Because like I'm impatient and I sometimes overlook things, but you can set it up here. This will run you through installing the board package for the Qualia. You do have to add a different, what do you call it? The board manager URL here to get the actual ESP32 boards, and it'll show up in there. Nice. So you can compile to it properly. We have the Rainbow product demo as well. Like Pedro, that's what you're running. I think it's the UF2, but if you're doing Arduino, you can do it. Here are the UF2s. You just want to drag and drop
to verify that they're not broken.
Right, just to kind of quickly test.
I think
your display.
Seen in the Slack, I think Jeff got one that was like showing lines across, and Lamar's like, "You might be busted." So if you see be careful. That,
All right. Cool.
Taith has a question. So data sheet for the screen, outer glass at about 1 millimeter thick, plus or minus 0.2. Do you take the max value before adding FDM tolerances? I always add 0.2 for the tolerance.
Yeah, I would. for sure.
I didn't look at the data sheet. I took my calipers out.
Oh, really?
Measured it.
Yeah.
And then just add 0.2.
Yeah, because there's always a little bit of a difference. Like they all
when
kind of
they're
have
manufactured, maybe it gets misaligned somehow, or they change their supplier themselves.
Okay. Yeah, just add that 0.2.
Use your calipers, even with the like some of the mounting holes. Like before you even make it, I'm just in there measuring it.
Yep. Cool.
And then other tolerances, about 0.35, I think it is, for the snaps, so that a print on print, like snapping together, that'll align perfectly with having a little bit of give, so I can hold it.
Yeah, and you want to be able to actually open it, so that helps.
That I was just thinking about having. I know you added them before. You have like a tab, like an indent, so you can get your nail in there.
Yeah, because you are really gonna have to open it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot, because I don't have end stops. All I have to do is twist.
You can twist and pull it out.
But cool. I need to add end stops so that the button for the. I'm gonna change this to a tab, so it'll have a little
with a little riser. Yeah, little button actuator. Yeah, those are nice.
So actuate the button, and that kind of needs to be aligned. So yeah, I'll add end stops to that. But for now, you can just go in there and twist it on. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's a nice feature. All right, that is what is your prototyping. Some more Qualia projects in the works. I think this might be the last project of the year for us.
I think one or two, that one, or the compass, the year in review, or the the
roundup,
countdown of all the stuff for 2023. Which, man, it's a pretty cool project this year.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Having trouble remembering them, but I remember filming them, and they were super fun.
Yeah, it's a good recap for us. So I want to do a quick shop talk before we jump into the community makes and the time lapse. If you have a 3D printer and you're looking to get a better bed, I definitely recommend getting these style of double-sided PEI sheets. I got a S1 Plus from Creality. It's like the Ender 3 series. And it came with a bed that was like that build tack material. It was so like it sticks too well, and it leaves blemishes on my prints. Even
if you have it like the nozzle far away,
it's crazy how stuck it gets.
So good. It's like
it sticks too well. So I'm sure if you've seen a review on it, you probably know, like, get rid of that bed and just. Luckily, the bed is like magnetic already, so this is adaptable with it. But these are great. They're double-sided. One side is textured and the other side is smooth, so you can get different surface qualities on your print. They come in different sizes. Just type in, I think the keyword, the keyword is like PEI sheet double side.
Yeah,
that's the keyword. There's a lot of different manufacturers that slap their name on it. This one's from these folks, but I had one from like Comgrow on our Ender 3 V2, and this was just a different, same kind of material, just a different name brand, but they're great. You can flex them open. They stick, but they're super easy to remove once it cools down. It's so nice.
It falls right off.
It doesn't even stick after it cools down. It's really nice.
Yeah,
I can't recommend these more enough. It's a game changer. Like, if you haven't tried these yet.
Yeah, I printed this, and then when it cooled down, I go back into the room to check. I'm like, where did my hand go? Did freaking kids steal my hand? It was on the floor.
Why is it on the floor? What, did it slide off?
No, I mean, like we're saying, once the heat stops, the weight of it.
Oh, that just falls around. That's unbalanced. That's fun.
I mean, it's because it has it's supposed to be the thing, right? Put it on a wall.
Okay. All right. Well, that brings us into this week's time lapse.
Oh no, I still had some stuff on the PI bed. They have changed their names like 3 times. I have like 3 different versions of the same link to where that you have here. The name is changed on it like 3 times, but now it's double tree or 2 trees.
2 trees. Yeah.
The only thing I don't like is, once you get one, you're already going to have this magnetic plate attached. So it'd be nice if there was an option to get it without this magnetic.
That's right.
bed.
Well, it's
Thing.
just
There's
there
something
for
sticking
yeah,
on.
it's just there to like in case your bed doesn't have it,
Yeah.
which I think is fine. So it's sandwiched
Yeah.
between the steel spring, which is flexible. It just works really well. And if
Mhm.
you have an auto touch build, what is it, sensor?
Mhm.
Auto leveling sensor, it should detect it no problem.
Yeah.
So yeah. And then of course get the right size.
Yeah, it tells you there.
Minus the 310 by 310. They come in all sorts of different versions. So I think this is like a kind of your Prusa i3 / Ender Creality. So just make sure you pick your right size.
Brent's asking, do we need to replace the PEI sheets often? At some point, they stop sticking. No matter how much I clean it or do the alcohol, I do the scrub with the metal buyer thing, and it just doesn't adhere. So I got deadlines, man. I ripped that thing off, put a new one in, put it in
Yeah,
the
they're not that
recycling. Like, bro, I
expensive.
don't got
Like
time for this.
$20 to $36 depending on your bed size.
I'll leave the print on there. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, you're gonna get over 100 hours of printing on them. I want to
Yeah, it's
say
because we're
easily.
printing like every single day. Like,
Yeah,
so.
if you're printing once a month, it'll last you for years.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. The one I got on my Ender 3 is still lasting. It's been like I think a year and a half.
Yeah,
and it's still good. And if
Mhm.
that side loses stick, flip it over. And you
Yeah,
have the other side.
that good point too. Yeah, you do have that ability to just flip it over, start using that side, and once you need to use either one of those sides, then I'm just like, bro, this
Just
thing will
get
be
another one.
here.
Yeah.
Especially if you order on the right day, it'll be there the next day. So it's like I can't spend time cleaning a thing and stuff not working. You just put a new one in.
Yep, and I think for TPU, it get of course TPU just tends to stick
It
a little
works
bit
good
better than
on both
PLA,
sides.
but it works fine on it.
Yep.
I tend to leave the bed a little hot, and then I remove it. It
That
tends
is
to
a
come off
good
a little bit
tip.
better when you're.
It has to be like 50 C for
It
you
must. Okay.
to remove the TPU without it just permanently bonding to it.
Yeah. Yep. So TPU, by the way, is the flexible filament for folks.
Yeah.
So that's like the thing. Okay. Any other questions? I think we're good.
I think we talked about last week the crazy prices during the Black Friday for the
Yeah, that's why I
printers.
got the printer. I got the
It's like
S1 Plus.
$300.
Yeah.
They used to be
Great.
$1,500.
Yeah. It's a 300 by 300 by 300 printer. It's got all the direct drive for flexibles, dual axis, Z motors, super silent motors.
So quiet. Oh my god.
It's great. Touchscreen.
It has the filament run out too. So
the filament runout sensor. Yeah, it's all standard stuff now.
It's
like
amazing, man.
Yeah, so
The
great time to
CR3 broke on me. It was like an
acrylic
back plate
That's what
that was holding the
stinks.
whatchamacallit, the whole motor that does the extrusion. So I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Chuck that whole thing away.
Time to get
$300. They had a brand new one that used
Yeah.
to be $1,700. So it's like, dude, come on.
Yep. Okay.
This week's Timelapse Tuesday and Community Makes is this awesome Grinch Hand. Perfect for the holidays. We have a little Grinch tree, so this obviously, the theme for this was so perfect. The cool thing about this one is we're doing the color changing on this. So changes twice, as you can see. This is a perfect model for that. You can see like right underneath here where the color change happens. It's going from red to white and the green. I could have did this one a little bit more closer down to where the white ends here, but I kind of wanted to show it off so we could talk about it and see where you're doing all the color changing. Especially with like bamboos or the whatever multi-material additions you can add to your printer. It's a good reminder that you could do some really good ones with just a single extruder, and just doing the color swap and then doing your arrangement of your model at a certain way where the color change is pretty flat. Because when you're actually using this, it's going to be like that. You can't really see where the change happens, or because you're focused on where the object that he's holding, you're not paying attention to where the color is changing. Sorry,
So
adding this guy in here because
what
this
is
is
it?
the ornament he should have been holding instead of that
Oh,
red one.
Yeah.
Probably we'll do for the video, but yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Fantastic model.
What's that?
It's a really nice model. Like it.
Yeah, I think it is a paid model. So
Let me see here.
but
So
man,
this
it is
called 3D. It's by 3D Geeks.
texture on it.
$3 and some change.
How we were saying before, this is meant to go on a wall or like a pegboard.
Pegboard here. This like they're holding their keys.
That's perfect. Yeah.
Holding your keys.
Cool. You have places to hold your ornament or your keys. Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah. Dingling here.
This is
dingling.
right here.
So great photos.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a multi-material version.
Yeah.
So that's always the thing.
I mean, that's funny that that it was
printed in 3
that
parts.
way.
However, if you want without a multicolor printer, you can do it. Yeah.
I mean,
so
I'm glad we did it this way because it's a good reminder that you don't have to do all that.
It comes in two versions, right? One where it's all one model, and then you can print each part separately if you want.
I don't recall. I only remember.
Well, it says it here.
I know. No, that's good. It's good. I'm just saying.
You can scale it up. Here's like some scaling things. 3MF and STL. That's always good to have.
Yeah. The 3MF will have all of your colors like all set up already.
No supports. Low infill. 2 to 3 shells.
This is
all good notes. They're all good notes to follow.
Actually, no, I think it's 8% because of right down here where the hand happens. You want to have enough infill to catch where it starts building the like the cylinder part of the base of the hand. I think it's like 8% hexagonal infill for this one. And just 0.2 millimeters for the resolution. There is a little bit of overhang on this side. You can kind of see.
Oh, I see. Yep.
A droopiness.
Yep. Well, clever to do for the time lapse. It looks really cool that it's just like one part.
Yeah.
And you're just color swapping. Looks very seamless.
Yeah. Even there, it kind of looks like he has another, long sleeve on.
Undershirt, a long john. I wonder if the fuzzy skin feature in Cura would look cool with it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Because all of this is supposed to be fuzzy.
Yeah. I have
even thought about leaving the strings that are left over from the head parking for the time lapse. Yeah.
Fuzzy skin.
It's the fuzzy.
Yeah. It's ability to how do I make this full screen? There's an ability to add this extra texture to the surface of your part. It's called fuzzy skin. I think it's under the experimental tab in your slicer, but yeah, you can see here you get like this kind of fun fuzzy skin. So in the model it doesn't look like that. It's nice and smooth, but the fuzzy skin thing like adds this nice texture to any solid model.
Yeah, it's like a jittery motion to
it's like a jittery mode. Like I've seen people like print teddy bears and things with it, and it comes out really nice. There you kind of see it better with the light catching on it.
Yeah.
That might be a good one for this one.
Sure.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Grinch texture almost. So
yeah, I mean, he kind of has that modeled in there already, but with that addition of it, it would.
Yeah, make it really pop.
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully that doesn't fall on my pegboard.
Yeah, definitely worth it. I saw another like a free one, but it didn't. The quality of it was not nearly as good as this one.
Yeah, this one looks really nice. Cool. Yeah. We have a metal door, so I was thinking maybe printing it and adding a magnet and neodymium, and then that way, like, you just stick it on there without having to worry about like a M3 or a 3M, hanger thing.
3M makes like a like a nail or something you can hook up in there. And it's just like the M3 tape.
Yeah, the command hooks.
Command hook. Command nail.
Command nail. Cool, very cool model. Again, it's paid, but I knew that
was cheaper when I got it. Maybe it was like the Black Friday deal or something.
My My thing fell.
No.
Yeah. Let me show what happened. It popped open. Luckily, it snap fits, right?
Mm-hmm.
There we go. All good. Nothing broke. All right. Okay. I put it on correctly. I just had to stand up and put it on. I have a key peg holder, and that's where I keep like all my projects. Anywho, there's the part. Let me throw a link to the Colts 3D thing in
Whoops. I didn't
all
put
the
any.
various chats. It's fine. People can search on Amazon for the build plate because we're not tied to one or whatever. Oh, you already did one. That's good. Brent found
Oh, no,
one.
Brett did it.
Thank you, Brent. Yep. Do you need to replace? Yeah, we already answered that. So there is
Whenever it stops sticking.
model. Yep. Looks like Facebook stopped working for links. That's fine. Okay. We have one community make this week. This one's from Kale. Kale says they printed the heat set insert press. They said they printed in PLA, printed great. My other parts aren't here yet. The inserts, the extrusion, the T-nuts, soldering iron, etc. But the parts feel solid. I think it'll work great. We'll update if things do not work out well. All right. Well, let me know. Always like a follow-up. These are all the parts, and you just need the hardware. Like we said, it's aluminum extrusion, some ball bearings, string, all sorts of different remixes available. People tend to do the clamp remix where they'll add like a clamp thing for their soldering iron so they can remove it. So in their own weight things, but mainly the main clamp thing. Super cool to see folks continuing to add their own modifications to a very versatile rig for doing heat set inserts. Yeah, make your own. Cool. And that is this week's Community Makes. Thank you, Kale, for posting up their make. And hopefully we'll see their build when all the hardware comes. All right, before you end the show, don't forget we have a coupon code for anything in the Adafruit shop that's physical. Using the coupon code PIECASE, we'll get you 10% off. All the freebies are still available as well. And trying to pull up any other remaining
There's a
tabs.
question.
Yes. Question is it Discord? I'm
They're
lost.
requesting a heart-shaped pendant that will blink by sensing a person's heartbeat.
That sounds like a what is it called? We have a sensor that does heartbeats. Do you remember this? I've never used it, but I know we have a learn guide on it. Yeah, is it this one?
Was it Colin who made it?
No, I think it's this one, isn't it? Pulse sensor.
Yeah. No, I think he made a project with it, right? Where the whole room, the lights of the whole room would pulse.
We have two here.
Heart. Yeah.
We have a purse with a NeoPixel ring, and here's the pulse room.
Pulse room. Colin. There you go.
Yeah, this is an Arduino project. There's a library, an Adafruit library. There's the code, and it does the sound as well.
For the heart-shaped pendant portion of that, you CNC'd a little heart. We just soldered on the bare PCBs or the NeoPixels to it too. It should show up somewhere on there.
I think this would probably be the better code, or maybe not. I'm not sure. Is it Arduino? Yeah, it's Arduino as well.
Oh, no, I was talking about the shape. Oh, for code. Yeah. Probably Collins is more newer.
Maybe. There's two pieces of code apparently.
Get the link for you for that.
Yeah. I would look at the learn guide, the various learn guides here for the sensor. Yeah. This would be a good like remake for Python. Like that'd be a good project. And then maybe there's like a heart. It might be good to do like depending on the size, you could use the neon NeoPixel strips. to
yeah.
form a shape of a heart. If you want like a big one, and you have a small one, I suppose you could use an LED noodle,
Mm-hmm.
like one of these,
Oh yeah.
and then
Like the snowflake one.
yeah,
Make it
so
into
you
a
could,
heart.
there's all sorts of different ways to do it. So depending on what size, what application,
Mm-hmm.
you might want to change up whether it's a regular LED or a NeoPixel.
Here's the fun part: figuring out how you want to shape it, what parts you
Yeah.
want to use.
Yep.
Code
Yep.
should be adaptable.
Yeah. But we do have that sensor in stock, so check it out. I just typed in heart and I found it through that.
Yeah, I always check the
Yep.
Learn guide. There's
Yeah, they're in stock.
so many guides we worked on. Or the entirety of Adafruit. There's so many guides in there. I think we've
Cool.
done everything like 10 times.
Yeah. Well, this one's begging to be redone in
Done.
CircuitPython because it's
Yeah.
there's also a muscle sensor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have one
You want to
where
do a
by the
different thing.
blink, right? Where it triggers
Yeah, I
something
think
by
where
blink.
you kind of flex and it'll trigger an on-off switch or something. All sorts of fun stuff.
Mm-hmm. I still
Cool.
want to do the. I know Brent wanted to do one with the pump, so it like pumps water in with a whippersnapper. I have a bunch of these moss poles. Like,
Oh yeah, that'd be a great one.
so that would definitely help for that. Where I have like a bunch of tubes on like certain levels of the moss pole, so it pumps the water into there instead of me going there watering from the top and having gravity,
Right.
pull all the way down. It'd be sweet to have just something that like on a timer with whippersnapper to use the pump to like a minute or something of pumping fluid or water in there.
Yeah, you would just design the brackets for holding everything together, and
exactly. Yeah,
it could be whatever. It could be a Qt Py ESP32 or whatever. So yeah, that's a good one. Let's put that on the space.
Oh no, it's there. I have it. I think about it every single time I water the plants. Every 3 days, I think about it.
Yeah, that'd be a great kind of hero demo project for Whippersnapper, which is our no-code IoT software for folks that aren't in the know. I think Brent's probably like, oh, yes.
I know I've heard him mention it before, and then when I started making the moss poles for all this, and as the plants grew, I'm like, oh, crap, I really need this pump.
Right.
I have all the pieces, and just need to put it together.
Yeah. Hope I'm not sharing any personal data here on my Whippersnapper.
Oh,
here's my Whippersnapper devices.
Rufio. Where is he?
Yeah.
How do you see Rufio?
Let me quickly look for a valve.
I could have sworn.
Is it this one? The liquid? No, that's the level sensor.
I could have sworn there was one in there.
Brent, let us know, because I forget how many components.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, he said he can add one.
What happened?
He said that he can add one.
Okay, cool. Well,
I guess
once it's added, and we'll have a good project to test it.
Mm-hmm. Perfect for springtime.
Yeah, I think a spring project makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't see one in my quick search, but there's quite a few. There's a lot of level sensors, but we actually need a valve, like a pump, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have plenty of pumps in the store.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it doesn't need to measure it; just have it go off for like a minute or two.
Yeah. You'll just have to keep track of the water, and then you can use a water sensor when it's low.
Oh yeah.
That's 2-in-1. You get the actual valve and then the sensor to know when it's low on the base of the water.
Yeah.
Make a pump into a component. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I didn't think about the sensing the level for the water.
This is open source. So we're coming up with these additions on the fly. Cool. All right. We're pretty much at the end of the show, folks. Thanks, everybody.
I'm looking through to make sure all the links have been posted in there. I don't see anything I forgot.
No, everything looks good. People check out Whippersnapper. Don't forget, just io.adafruit.com. Sign up. You get 2 devices free, a couple feeds, just enough to get your palette wet. Whatever they say.
A ton of projects already to get some ideas.
Cools. All right, folks. Tonight we invite you to come on Show and Tell. Starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Show and Tell. You can get the invite code by hanging out, on the Discord server, the Adafruit Discord server, about 5 to 10 minutes before the show starts. Come on and share your projects. And then at 8 p.m. Eastern Time is Ask an Engineer. Get a full hour of open source hardware news, new products, Python news, all that and more. Perhaps some products will be available that we talked about today. Some flavored pie projects. Anyway, so that's tonight. Tomorrow is JP's workshop. It starts at 4 p.m., right? 4 p.m. Eastern Time. I think Foamy Guy will be doing the deep dive on Friday. Sundays is Desk of Lady Ada live streams on random evening hours. We have the CircuitPython weekly on Mondays, JP's product pick of the week on Tuesdays, and then we're right back around on Wednesdays with our show, and then show and tell and Ask an Engineer. More coupon codes tonight as well, so hang out, and there we go.
And hopefully some more Pi releases.
Yeah, I hope so. Get these out to folks. All right, folks. I think next week we might take off, just because the holiday
might be done for the year. There'll still be projects, but I think the show, just because the kids are out of school, going crazy.
Yeah, you want to spend time with them, so I think next week we'll probably take off. The week after is the 27th, so we'll be off as well.
Yep.
And maybe we'll be back on the 3rd of January 2024, if not the following week. But yeah, that is what we got going on. Of course, we'll make blog posts and be in the chat rooms and let folks know if we're out. But I hope everyone has a good, safe, festive break. And we'll see you probably tonight on Show and Tell. I think I'll come on with this. Let Martin Phil know that this is happening.
Sort of prime people up for the Pi releases for that night.
Right, yeah, and I'll know if they're coming out or not. Cool. All right. Well, with all that said, hope everybody has a good time. We'll see you next time. Until then, remember to make a great day. Bye, folks.